believe in me? I am Esil, eldest daughter of the Radiru family. It's time to seek freedom, for his sake. Feels like I'm dreaming. Look and repent!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's 7.5 Sharp livestream. I'm Jackie, and I'm so happy to be back with System and the entire livestream team. And I promise I'm not replacing your regular host, CM Prism, but I will once again be your substitute host for today as we journey through our first update of 2025. Woo! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year indeed. And it looks like you got your own name this time. Congratulations.
Yes, upgrade. Thank you. You guys were also kind when I dropped in for the December update that they're letting me take the reins again while CM Prism is off celebrating his wedding anniversary. So everyone send some W's in the chat to say congrats to CM Prism.
I don't know. Are you sure you didn't pull like a Biru or something and consume him for power?
Nope, totally did not. I promise. I am not the Ant King. But if you need some proof, be on the lookout for footage of our beloved CM Prism checking out the new Solo Leveling Arise collaboration with Pelicana that started today. That video should be dropping in the next week or so on our social channels. He is very much not consumed, but did get to consume some tasty food while looking at all the cool Pelicana solo content.
And it was tasty.
Oh yeah? Ugh, I'm so jealous. I've seen some pictures. We're going to show a couple of those later. It looked so good. We'll talk more about this tasty collaboration later in the stream, but outside of the delicious chicken-related update, today we'll be covering the new hunter, Esil Radiru, checking out the latest weapon in Sung Jinu's arsenal, and showing off some new events and the Workshop of Brilliant Light, and so much more. Not to mention delivering a new code for all of you. As a reminder to everyone, everything that's presented today is on a test build and may be different from the actual live update. And before we begin, make sure that everyone likes the stream and subscribes to the channel because it helps a lot with the algorithm and we really appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's get started with Esil Radiru.
Let's do it.
All right. Esil Radiru is a demon noble and the eldest daughter of the Radiru family, and you may have already seen her in-game if you're caught up in the story, or if you read the original webtoon. She first appears in the Demon's Castle dungeon arc, but now she's made her way onto our team. Let's see what she can do. Her basic attack is Radiru Spearmanship, where she swings her double-edged spear. This deals fire elemental damage in increasing amounts over several hits, and also deals weak break damage. Her core attack is Stabbing Spikes, where she quickly leaps into the air and then strikes downward towards enemies on the ground, manifesting spikes beneath them. This also deals fire damage and weak break damage, and also knocks down the target. System, why don't you tell us more?
I would be happy to. All right. Her QTE skill is called Cascading Glory. After unleashing a barrage of manifested weapons, Esil jumps between them and stabs downward. This inflicts a percentage of the user's attack, increases the user's attack by a percentage, deals fire damage, and medium break damage. When the skill hits, it knocks down the target as well. Next up, we have the support skill, which is support fire. Makes sense. She manifests supporting fire for her demon's castle allies. This inflicts a percentage of user's attack, increases the user's attack by a percentage, deals fire elemental damage, and when the skill is used, the prey effect is applied. And this also increases the Radiru family's longbow damage increase.
Yeah, so that is a weapon that I believe is for Jinwoo. So if you have this character equipped as a support, that will increase the damage of that weapon. Let's take a look at some of these skills in the game. All right.
I see them.
Let me show off some of these basic attacks. So if you do them in a row, that final hit there where all those spikes come out of the ground, that is the stabbing spike skill. So as you can see, her attack increases as you keep attacking and adding on more of those hits. All right, why don't we take a look at her skills? Her skill 1 is Glorious Wounds. Esil jumps towards the target, strikes quickly, and then hurls them upward. This inflicts a percentage of her attack as fire elemental damage and also adds weak break damage, so like her basic attack. But when the final hit of this attack lands, it inflicts airborne, so it launches them into the air, and she gains super armor. Skill 2 is Death's Rush. So after jumping and using a single slash to throw the enemy upward, Esil endows her spear with the power of a lance and rockets forward quickly to stab the enemy again. So in practice, she jumps backward and then runs forward. This is again a percentage of her attack. It deals fire elemental damage and break damage, and when the final hit lands, it inflicts airborne and super armor. Her ultimate skill is Foretold Victory. A barrage of arrows from the demon's castle rains down on the heads of her enemies, so this is sort of an area of effect attack. It inflicts a percent of the user's attack, dealing fire elemental damage and some break damage, and this goes on for a period of time. So let's go ahead and try out some of these skills in the game. Trying out this first skill, you can see there's a little bar next to it, so there's sort of 2 charges. And what you're going to want to do is use her sort of basic attacks for a bit and her first skill before heading into her second skill to help increase, to help buff her. So if you see that little effect at the bottom there, the effects that are applied to her, there was a 5 right there, a stack of 5 effects. That is making her second skill stronger. All right, let's check out this ultimate skill. As per usual, it's got a pretty cool animation.
I love the castle in the background.
Absolutely. She's like the world's deadliest Disney princess.
I like that.
All right. And you didn't really see it there, but it is pretty useful for stopping what the enemy is doing. So I'm going to show you that right now. Yeah, so you see they were all going to throw rocks at me. Now they're not going to throw rocks at me because they are being hit by a bunch of arrows. Now, if I can stack up some of those lance effects, when I use that skill 2, that lance throw, it should make it more powerful. I think it can only stack up to 5 times. I always get a little bit antsy. I get excited, and then I'll try to trigger that skill before I've charged it up enough times. So patience is a virtue. But I guess that's really like Esil, that she has to just wait for the right moment to strike. If we remember how she was introduced in the story, she was first introduced to Jinwoo by attempting to attack him. And after realizing that he was stronger than her, she feigned begging for mercy before attempting to stab him in the back later. So she is a sneaky character.
I think they eventually became friends, though, in one way or another. Yeah.
Over the course of that arc. And that is why we have her on our team now. Oh! Well, maybe not for much longer if I can't dodge that attack. Ooh, here we go. So like I said, with that skill 2, she jumps backward and then rockets forward again. And you only really got to see it a little bit with that last monster that fell down before we got to this holy giant night golem. But Esil is a character that sort of focuses on inflicting the break state. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But you're basically going to want to charge up that skill 2 by using that skill 1 enter core skill. If you can dodge, which I'm not doing a very good job of right here. I'm not timing my attacks and dodges very well. Then you should be able to pack a real punch when it enters the break state. There we go. All right. Oh, and I don't think my ult is gonna... Oh, yeah, my ult did not charge up.
Next round.
Yeah. Next time, Holy Night Golem. Next time. Oh, he stomped on me. Yes, I should have been focusing on learning his patterns, but I was too busy chattering with the chat. So what do you guys think so far, chat?
The Radish clan.
Yes, the Radiru clan. Or if Jinwoo is saying it, the Radish clan.
It's funny, someone whose name is Jinwoo in the chat just said the Radish clan. So
amazing. Accurate to the story.
Someone said spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, so that's Esil. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at her passive and advancement details now. So Esil's passive has her inflicting the break effect for a little bit longer than other characters do. Her break effect lasts a little bit longer. When she uses several of her skills, that gives her the lance effect as well. So like I said, by using her other skills, that builds up that power. Her break effectiveness increases by 1% in the Workshop of Brilliant Light, so she's going to be really good for the new Workshop of Brilliant Light boss. When using those same skills, she gains lance effects, and while that lance effect is active, she can use Lance Throw, and that throws the spear to pierce through magically created armor, dealing damage, which is what I was saying before. She can charge up to deal a more powerful attack. So with the first advancement, the effects of Lance Throw are enhanced. While Foretold Victory is active, the damage of Lance Throw is also increased by 1%, and Lance Throw inflicts the Prey effect when it hits. For each fire attribute team member in the party, the user's attack increases by 1%, and this is stackable and also applies to Jinwoo. Now let's move on to the third advancement. At the start of the battle, her power gauge is increased by 1%. That's right when entering the stage. When using Lance Throw and it hits, it charges up her power gauge by 1%. The cooldown of Lance Throw is decreased, and when Foretold Victory hits a target who has a break gauge that is at a certain percent or below, it just automatically puts them in the break state. So like I said before, she is pretty good at applying the break state and making it more effective. At the fourth advancement, for every fire attribute team member in the party, the user's penetration rate increases by 1%, and that is also stackable and also applies to Jinwoo. And at fifth advancement, the defense penetration of the entire team is increased by 1%. One additional Lance Throw is gained when using Death's Rush, and when Lance Throw hits a target under the break state, it inflicts the Prey on the Weak effect. And the target's fire damage is then increased by 1%. System, why don't you tell us about her unique weapon?
I would be happy to. Speaking of throwing spears or lances, I suppose, Esil's unique weapon is Glorious Demise. That's a very dark name, but I guess it's fitting for a demon queen or princess.
Yeah, demon noble. Absolutely.
This spear is filled with concentrated mana power that radiates with a demonic aura. It increases the user's attack by a percentage. The additional attack of the team member with the highest critical rate increases by an amount of Esil's additional attack.
Alrighty, now that we've checked out all of her abilities and talked a little bit about her weapon, why don't we try out some gameplay with Esil? Chat, what team do you think you will use with Esil? What do you think she'll synergize well with?
All right, let's give them a second for catch up here. Let's see here. All right, people like the weapon. The code will come when the code comes, everybody, we promise.
It's true. So this is going to be the new boss that we're checking out here in the Workshop of Brilliant Light. And we only have one team set up today because I am not normally here as a community manager. I'm just sort of cosplaying as a community manager today. My account is not as powerful as CM Prism's, and so we'll only really have one team to use, and we'll see how far we get with it.
You're doing great.
Thank you,
All right,
appreciated.
so we got some Emmas and Suyuns in the chat.
Yeah, so other fire heroes
Choi,
definitely.
Maybe, let's see who else. You and Gina, Easy, that was from Zaf. What's up, Zaf? Yeah, we got a lot of options in the chat.
Yeah, I think she's definitely going to work well with other fire heroes, and yeah, any other hunters that work well, like anyone that does like extra stuff while an enemy is in the break state. Her ult also does a lot of good area of effect damage, which I don't know how far we'll get in this because I'm not as powerful as CM Prism, but definitely in the final boss of this, the final stage of this Deimos Commander of Transfiguration boss, that is helpful for some of the area effects. Let's take a look at some of the rewards for the Workshop of Brilliant Light. We have two new sort of sets of cores that are available. We've got the Watcher set, which kind of has an Eldritch vibe. So we've got the Limbs of the Watcher core for the body, Eyes of the Watcher for the mind. And let's see if I can find the other one. I don't see it here, but there's one more in that set. The Desires of the Crimson Apex. So we've got the Crimson Apex set, which just has a sort of monstrous vibe. I don't know if it's sort of like a werewolf thing or just, I don't know, but it's sort of grimdark energy. Desires and Hunger of the Crimson Apex. Maybe it's like vampiric. Maybe that's what the red is.
He looks really intense.
It's
regardless.
definitely intense.
From what I've seen, good luck, everybody.
Yeah,
Everyone, we got this.
Yeah, I was gonna try and check out some of the story, but I won't spoil it for you guys. There's little lore connected to a lot of the items in the game, which I really love. There's some of it that's definitely connected to the solo leveling lore, and then there's some of it that's just adding onto it in a completely new way. And
Gotta love the little Easter eggs, you know?
yeah, there's lots of little story Easter eggs if you guys have time to check them out. So we're gonna go ahead and check out the Easy Deimos raid. Let's look at some of these little effects that we have to worry about. Their break gauge recharges, so obviously having Esil around will be helpful in wearing that down. Immune to damage proportional to their current HP, possesses immunity to the freeze effect, so yeah, the recommended elements are light and fire. We've got a powerful skill that will be used if you fail to destroy the break gauge within the time limit, and it is strong against wind. Okay, let's go to the Hazy Tomb of the Dead. Okay, I'm gonna add one more shadow to my team. Let's see here. Probably Serby. And then I don't have any remnant powers. Again, my account is not as powerful as CM Prism's is, so we'll see how far I get. But we're gonna try out Esil in combat with some friends, with Thomas.
You got this.
All right, here we go. So yes, this isn't the main boss. This is one of the stages. This Archlich is one of the ones that you're going to have to face in order to face off with Deimos. So I think I triggered this a little bit too early, but this guy's gonna summon some little minions there. Ooh, I already took some damage there. That was not a smooth move. Yeah, I haven't been able to memorize his patterns yet, but he has a lot of attacks that are fast, so. All right, I've taken out those minions. I think I'm gonna try to switch to my favorite actress girl here with her little gun and do some ranged. I thought it was going to be real smart to do ranged, but he has effects that can hit me at range.
Of his own.
Yep. Two can play at that game, this boss said. All right, let's bring Esil in. Oh, I think I dodged a little too late on that one.
Someone's making a good team and having strategy. Thumbs down. Throwing together random people and hoping for the best. Thumbs up.
Well, what else can you do?
You know,
Vibes only. Vibes only is what this team is.
Having fun.
We definitely did pay attention to the element of what the boss is. But outside of that,
you know, we're here to have a good time.
We are here to have a good time. All right.
This is the power of House Radiru.
That's right, you got this.
I appreciate your faith in me because I don't have it. I don't have faith in me. So it's good. It's good that someone is is here believing in me.
All right, chat. Let's give some support.
Appreciated. Again, I'm not as hulked out as the CM Prism account is, so I do not have as much power as I would like to be using in this fight. But we're gonna power through and see how far we get.
Alright, the chat is showing a little support.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. Doing my best today. I say that and then immediately forgot where my shift key was. I was like,
Alright,
there's too much to pay attention to.
Don't be nervous, you got this. It's just a random evil demon.
Just
creature.
a random evil demon. Just an arch-lich.
Just, yeah, trying to end your life.
You know, as they do.
In
I don't know if
the world
anyone
as we know it.
plays tabletop games, but definitely an arch-lich, in my memory, is pretty powerful.
Yes.
So I'm intimidated. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this is one of the things that he does, is you have to run into the green orbs. And there's one more, I think, that's gonna happen here to avoid, yeah.
So I assume if you hit the other orb, you're gonna get wrecked.
I don't know if I'll get wrecked, but like you have to find the green one and absorb that one so he can't get the healing power from
okay.
it. So
right, no
having
pressure.
done that, that sort of almost put him not quite in a break state, but it like had him pause. It was like he was waiting for a break and he didn't get a break, and he was real sad about it.
No
Which-
pressure, but there's 30-something
Oh,
seconds.
I'm absolutely not going to be able to defeat him in that amount of time. That's so sad for me.
Oh, I thought it.
Yeah, I did not synergize well enough with
That's
my
all right.
team. It's fine. But yeah, this is going to be the first stage of this. I'm sorry that I'm not good enough to show you the later stage of this Deimos battle, but I can definitely tell you it's tough, it's a lot of fun. There's area effects that you're going to have to deal with, and Esil is definitely helpful for those. Oh, she's so sad. I can't believe I disappointed her. Well, I appreciate your support, chat. Hopefully you got to see a little bit more of what Esil can do. Let's jump over to the new weapon for Sung Jinwoo and see what his new capabilities will be. This is the Fan of the Fire Demon. The basic attack that Sung Jinwoo can do with this is that he swings the fan to unleash the power of fire. It deals increasing fire damage with each blow, so there's a series of hits that happen, and when the final hit lands, it inflicts airborne. The core attack is that Sung Jinwoo uses the fan to raise the ground with a sweeping gust of flame. This deals a lot of fire damage and inflicts airborne on the target as well. The weapon's skill, Fire Flower, has Jinwoo attacking enemies with an explosion of flowers and butterflies that are made of fire. When the skill hits, it also inflicts airborne and fire elemental damage on the target. Let's look at those passive details if we can. So when the user's core gauge is fully charged, the Fire Flower skill becomes the Fleeting Youth and Beauty skill. Very poetic. And the user recovers a % of their MP and gains the Butterflies and Blooms effect when that skill hits. Fleeting Youth and Beauty's skill damage and MP consumption is the same as Fire Flower, and it uses all of the core gauge charge. It deals some heavy break damage. This Butterflies and Bloom effect increases the fire damage by a % and increases the user's MP and recovery rate by a %. So at the first advancement, when a fire break skill is used, one instance of the Butterflies and Bloom effect is added. And when Fire Flower or Fleeting Youth or Beauty, so either form of that, hits, they inflict the High Fever effect on the target. Increasing the user's fire damage by a % happens when using the High Fever effect, and the user regains a % of their MP when the target is hit using the high fever effect. Is hit when they have the high fever effect applied, excuse me. At the second advancement, the user's fire damage just increases by a flat percentage. At the third advancement, when the butterflies and blooms attack effect has stacked 6 times, the fire demon effect is activated. The instances of that other effect are removed and stop accumulating. The user's fire damage and MP recovery rate increase by 1%. The critical hit rate and critical hit damage of the user's fire core skill increase by 1%. And when the fire basic skill is used, the user gains the super armor effect. At the fourth advancement, the cooldown of Fire Flower and Fleeting Youth and Beauty is decreased by 1%, so those can be used more often. And at the fifth advancement, the user's core gauge starts out fully charged when entering a stage, and if all the users' equipped weapons are fire weapons, then their fire damage also increases by a hefty %. So yes, this weapon itself synergizes well with having other fire weapons equipped. Now, let me jump on over to another new game mode that we're going to be checking out today, and that is the Jeju Island Alliance Raid. We're going to use this game mode to check out that weapon if we can. We may only be able to access hunter battles at this time, but I'll show you a little bit about this new mode. This is a cooperative raid, so you're going to be able to unlock new stages as everybody, all of the players together, are working together to progress them. So this first section of the raid, we have landing operation level 1 and 2 unlocked, but operation level 3 is not unlocked yet because I don't have anyone else on this particular server to help me progress the missions. Let's go ahead and jump on in here. It looks so like alone. Yeah, so alone here. I think I'm only going to be able to show you a little bit of it with our hunter team, unfortunately. But
just a reminder, this is a test build, so unfortunately we cannot access that at the moment.
Yeah, but that's just sort of a downside of working on a test server is I'm all by myself. I probably hit all the wrong notes there. Right. But yeah.
It was the thought that counts. So
yeah,
I'm here for it.
I'm definitely not here with any other players. It's just me. So I cannot unlock those because it's a cooperative raid. You have to have other people working to go ahead and unlock those other stages by completing the raid themselves or using cooperative support, which is sending items to increase the progress of the raid overall. All right.
I will say the raid itself and the story is brutal. It's
yes.
Very intense.
Agreed. This version of the raid seems to be a little more fun because there's not any of your friends permanently dying in this particular version. It's just everyone working together to fight these giant ants. All right, I'm gonna switch to my favorite little sniper here and see if I can't hit from afar. Nope, I actually cannot. I'm not good enough at that to do that. Oh, I killed the ant anyway. Never mind. Great work, everybody. Go team.
You did it.
Amazing. Woo! Fabulous. When I was doing this before, I might jump in and I might even do the second tier to see if I can show you. It was helpful to put Esil in to help put that ant in the break state, and also to use Esil to use that ultimate skill for taking out the larger groups of ants. Let's go ahead and check that out. Again, this team is not necessarily optimized. They're just the ones that I was able to put gear on today. But they're some of my favorite characters, so this is a vibes-only team. All right, I'm gonna see if I can't trigger this and catch everyone. I should have waited a second longer again. Itchy trigger finger. Because then all these ants would have been a lot closer to me. I think it's still going to hit them all anyway. Yeah, it hits a pretty wide range. Okay. And that took him out a lot faster. Yeah, I think this is the second tier up, so it should theoretically be more difficult, but using that effect was really effective. All right, I'm gonna... I've still got to wait a couple seconds to do this. She's pretty strong on her own, though. I'm going to, again, be trying to use these skills to add lance effects to myself. I have 4 right now. Let's see if I can dodge these. I dodged 1 of them. Okay, 2 of them. All right, 2 of them. I'll take it. Let's see. Oh, and I killed the ant before I could use that combo. That's fine. I'll take it. So that is the new Jeju Island raid. And you are getting these little Jeju Island raid coins from this, which can be used at the exclusive exchange shop. All right, how about we move on from this to checking out a new reward system. Very exciting. In the lobby here, we have in the upper right-hand corner, the train to become a formidable combatant icon with Jinwoo's head sort of like bobbing up and down here. If you tap that icon, you can see that there are new missions available for you to complete. These are probably things you're already going to be doing anyway, like clearing chapters of the main story, clearing gates, mining gates, you know, drawing. And as you complete each of these missions, it's going to cause this little bar to progress, and you're going to get rewards for each of the missions unto themselves. And then you're also going to get draw tickets and other rewards as you progress along each tier. It looks like 15 tiers here. So if you complete all of the missions in a tier, that's going to get you the final reward for that. In this case, it is a new Sung Jinwoo weapon, which is Kasaka's Venom Fang, but it is the Truth Kasaka's Venom Fang version. So very exciting. There's new effects that it adds, and it is definitely one to aim to get, and not necessarily too hard to get because, like I said, these missions are things you're probably already going to be doing. If you complete all of the tiers, then the final rewards that you get are another copy of Cha Hain, some gold, and some draw tickets. And then you have access to a draw here after completing tier 3 of these new missions. All right. I hope we are excited for all those new rewards. I know I am. I love free stuff. So let's jump over to the events and see if we can't check out some other stuff that we can acquire here. So we have the Rock, Paper, Scissors event. It's back. The undisputed champion of Rock, Paper, Scissors is here to challenge you again. You can definitely get lots of essence stones and gold from this. And there are missions that you can complete in order to get these cards to play it. There are daily missions, Snowflower daily missions. That's our latest event theme. And you can get rewards by going through each of the days and completing these missions. And then the final reward is, I believe, a reward you can also get from the Jeju Island raid. And it is this new, one of these 3 new Azure Serpent weapons. There's 3 of them. They each have a sort of like elemental theme. I'm not sure if they are actually elemental based, but there's Flame of the Azure Serpent, Dewdrop of the Azure Serpent, and Leaf of the Azure Serpent. There's definitely, I remember reading the backstory for these and being like, that's so much. So that is, I haven't looked as much at the functionality as I have at the backstory for these, but it was something to look at. There's like cosmic lore connected to them, which is wild. So there's the Rock, Paper, Scissors event. There's the Snow Flower events. We have also the Esil Radiru growth tournament for powering up Esil, if you're going to be drawing for her, and the Esil Radiru Raid Up Celebration Lucky Wheel in order to get more delightful rewards. Here we have the Esil Radiru and Gino weapon design selection chest. So the opportunity to get some weapon designs to help craft the weapon for Esil right out of the gate, and some rate up draw tickets as well. So very exciting. Why don't we move on from here to some improvements that are coming with this update?
Let's do it.
Absolutely. We have the Hunter Batch level up feature being implemented in this update, which means that you can level up all your hunters at once. Yay! We love efficiency. There's improvements to the game that will make it easier for new people to join in. which are a level up guide and new tutorials, including weapon crafting tutorials. There are now new guild achievements and new badges to display on the guild details page, so go ahead and check those out if you're a part of a guild, and if you're not a part of a guild, you can join one to check those out. The maximum fusion attempts will be extended from 10 to 20. New characters will be added to the special summons. And we have those events that I mentioned before. Snowflower events, including the treasure hunt and daily missions, and the rock, paper, scissors event, and Esil Radiru's lucky wheel event. And now for something completely different. Netmarble is pleased to announce that we will be holding Solo Leveling Arise's first global tournament. We're calling it the Solo Leveling Arise Championship, or SLC for short. Unlike previous tournaments, this competition is open to players all around the world, not just those located in Korea. The finals will again be held in Korea, with the top players who qualify from outside of Korea invited to come there for the event. Participants will have to score over 1,000 points in Battlefield of Time Season 7 in order to qualify for the first round of the tournament. Those who do will have a chance to join the online preliminary rounds. All of the preliminary rounds leading up to the finals will happen online. Once the top players have risen above the rest in the rankings, qualified finalists will have the opportunity to go to Korea for that last round. And remember, in the Battlefield of Time, only Hunter advancement is taken into consideration and not Hunter levels, so even newer players will have a chance to reach that 1,000 point benchmark and qualify for the first round online. So go on and challenge the Battlefield of Time this season and see if you can qualify. Speaking of opportunities to participate in the Solo Leveling Arise community, we are also happy to announce another event that pairs with a giveaway on our socials. As promised, here are some clips of CM Prism alive and well, living his best life at a local Pelicana store. You can't raid a gate on an empty stomach, can you? Hunters, it's time to level up your taste palette. Solo Leveling Arise is collaborating with Pelicana USA, providing a special combo menu. This combo menu includes 9 pieces of crispy wings, 2 dessert balls, and fries. Hunters that get this combo menu will receive one of the 2 lenticular cards and a coupon code giving you 1,000 essence stones. This swag is limited in quantity, so get your Solo Leveling Arise lenticular cards when you can. Please note that this collaboration is only for Pelicana restaurants located on the west coast of the United States, so check out the link in the chat for details about which stores are participating. And to help celebrate our collaboration with this delicious chicken restaurant, Pelicana, we are also doing a giveaway that started today on our socials. That way, even if you don't have a participating Pelicana store around, you can aim to get some of this swag. So check out the link in the chat for more details about that. And I can show you some of the stuff that we have to give away here. Some of this is stuff that you have seen before, like our very, very cool t-shirt, which I believe I showed off last time I was here.
I still need one of those.
Oh yeah, I have not gotten one myself, but it's very cool. I'm worried that I'll like put it on and then people will just be looking at the shirt and saying, wow, that's so much cooler than the person who's wearing it.
Give yourself some credit.
I hope to one day be cool enough to wear the shirt. Here is the standee that I showed off last time, but we also have some other standees to show off. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these before, but we have character standees. This one is Bak Yun-ho.
If you want to stretch it out towards the camera, that might help.
Yeah, take a little look at that. Take a look-see. Let me see if I can get the like glare off of it. Yeah, here he is, not wearing a shirt, doing some fighting, or power up to doing some fighting. The rest of them are wearing shirts, so
he's transforming into like
he's transforming.
Form,
that's part of his powers. Here we have another friend of ours. Yeah, Choi Jonghyun doing some fire magic.
The ultimate weapon.
Yeah, here he is, that ultimate hunter. He's got a cool little coat that I think he wears as a cape just to be extra, which I wish I could pull off, but you know, we can't all be incredible fire mages, sadly.
I encourage you to just show up in a cape. You know,
Absolutely.
I think you can rock it, you know?
Absolutely. Sans fire powers. I shall attempt to rock a cape one of these days. And then we have Cha Hae-in here doing probably a sort of light strike. Just looking so cool. Goals. Absolutely. So yes, we've got those 3 standees, and then we have another one of but I can't quite hold up because they're just so darn big. But this one has a new pattern on it. It's not Jinwoo and his army, it's just Jinwoo and a whole city behind him,
Like what?
ready to conquer.
Almost like 3 feet across.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tremendous. This mat is truly huge. I would not be surprised if this was a full yard. But yeah.
Yeah, it looks about.
This keyboard mat is extremely cool. Absolutely. Definitely one to look out for. So, absolutely enter that giveaway and see if you guys can get your hands on some of this very cool swag. I will longingly put it away for now. All right, let's jump from that into showcasing someone from our community. Someone who's particularly good as a member of our community, and that is No Good E-Man. For those who don't know, the Partner Creator Plus program is our way to show support and appreciation in the form of revenue sharing and community codes to the amazing content creators in our community, and this week we are highlighting No Good E-Man. No Good E-Man creates great Solo Leveling Arise content mainly on YouTube. His channel is perfect for you if you want up-to-date news and want to know exactly how to prepare for what's coming in Solo Leveling Arise, but don't take it from me. There's a recent comment on his video that says, and I quote, "Thanks to you, I am enjoying the game again. You put the information out in a way that is easily digestible," which I appreciate. We love easily digestible information. Not only does he bring the news, but he also makes hunter guides and tier lists as well, so you can be in the know about what stuff in the game is the absolute best. No Good E-Man is very interactive with the community, always responding to comments and reacting to them. Just don't freak out about joining a Discord channel when you start watching his content, because that's his signature intro. I highly recommend that you follow No Good E-Man, and can I get some W's in the chat for him? Big shout outs. Yeah. All right. Be sure to check out No Good E-Man's channel and support them or any of the other amazing content creators in the program. We really appreciate them.
Who often join the chat. They are fun. Thank you, everybody, and all the content creators out there. You know who you are.
We really appreciate you tuning in and being here. Last but not least, it is finally time for the coupon code that I know everyone has been waiting for. For hunters playing on PC and Android devices, this coupon can be claimed through options, account settings, and there's a little button that should say redeem code. For hunters playing on iOS devices, please visit the coupon registration page on our forum. And for this update, the coupon code is Fan You Believe It, to celebrate the release of the Fan of the Fire Demon. Fan You Believe It. Make sure to share that. Absolutely share it and use it, and make sure that you are using it before Thursday the 16th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, because that coupon code is only valid until Thursday the 16th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And if you missed out on them, we've got other codes for you. Make sure that you grab these and use these by their due date as well. Make sure you use them before they expire. We want you to have the opportunity to get the best possible things in the game. All right, and that is going to do it for us tonight. That wraps up our 7.5 Sharp live stream. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much for supporting Solo Leveling Arise, and thanks for letting me sub in and host again. The entire team really appreciates your feedback and that you've once again taken the time to join us for today's live stream. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. As always, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel. It really does help.
And with that, thank you everyone for joining another live stream. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes, Happy New Year.
We hope everyone's doing well, and we hope you enjoyed the new content coming in the 7.5 update. And this is your system shutting down.
And this is Jackie saying goodbye, everyone. Stay sharp and level up.
Do you believe in me? I am Esil, eldest daughter of the Radiru family. It's time to seek freedom for his sake. like I'm dreaming. Look and repent!